You know that little button you see everywhere now? The one that says buy now, pay later? It feels kind of like a cheat code, right? Like you're outsmarting the system, getting what you want right now without the big hit to your wallet. But what if I told you that system is actually outsmarting you? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the psychological glitch these services are built on. A glitch that gets you to spend money you don't even realize you're spending. Let's get into it.
So let me introduce you to Jenna. Like a lot of us, she's been scrolling online and she keeps seeing this one pair of sneakers. They're everywhere, they're calling her name. The price is $160. Now that's not a mortgage payment, but it's enough to make you pause, right? It's that moment we've all had, your finger hovering over the buy button, doing that little mental calculation. But then she sees the magic option, the one that makes the whole decision feel like a total no-brainer. And just like that, the $160 problem, it evaporates. It's not a big, scary number anymore. It's 4 easy payments of just $40. I mean, who doesn't have $40? There's no interest, no credit check, and here's the most important part, no pain. She clicks, makes that first tiny payment, and bam, the shoes are on the way. The second payment comes out 2 weeks later. She barely even notices. She feels like she's unlocked a budgeting superpower.
The first 3 payments go off perfectly, easy. But then life happens. The week the final payment is due, she forgets to move some money from her savings account. A bill she forgot about comes out. We've all been there. Her checking account balance is just $12 short when the payment tries to go through. It bounces. It's a tiny, everyday mistake anyone could make. But the thing is, the system is designed precisely for these little oops moments.
For that simple mistake, she gets hit with a $10 late fee. Now, in the grand scheme of things, $10 doesn't sound like a catastrophe, does it? It's annoying, sure. She pays the final $40 plus the fee and just moves on with her life. But that $10 penalty, that's the key to this whole thing. It's the loose thread that, when you pull on it, unravels the entire trap.
Now, it's really important to understand this. What happened to Jenna isn't a personal failing. She's not bad with money. She's just human. And the entire buy now, pay later industry is engineered from the ground up to exploit a fundamental, ancient quirk of how our brains work. Behavioral economists have a name for it. They call it the pain of pain.
This is wild. Scientists have literally hooked people up to fMRI machines to watch their brains while they shop. And they found something incredible. When you physically hand over cash, actual paper bills, the part of your brain that processes pain lights up. I mean, the same part that activates when you stub your toe or burn your hand. It literally, physically hurts to spend money. You can think of it like a survival instinct, a built-in alarm system from our evolutionary past, screaming at us not to give away our resources.
So what's fascinating is how the way you pay changes how much it hurts. Think about it. Counting out 5 $100 bills for a new coat, you feel that. It's tangible. You see the stack of money shrinking in your hand. But tapping a piece of plastic for that same $500, it feels like almost nothing. It's abstract. The pain has been delayed, separated from the purchase. Over the last 50 years, we've systematically engineered the pain out of spending. Every innovation, from credit cards to Apple Pay, is designed to make money feel less real.
And this brain hack? It's not some new discovery. In fact, it's a trick that was perfected decades ago by an industry that has absolutely mastered the art of separating people from their money without them feeling a thing: casinos. And now, that exact same logic, that same psychology, has been applied to pretty much every corner of our digital world.
Just look at this list for a second. What do all these things have in common? Casino chips, V-Bucks in a video game, Amazon's one-click button, Afterpay installments. They're all designed to do one thing: convert your real, hard-earned money into something that doesn't feel like money. A casino turns your dollars into colorful plastic discs. A video game turns them into shiny virtual currency. And buy now, pay later, it turns a big, painful number into a series of small, painless ones you barely notice.
The technical term for this magic trick is payment decoupling, and it is the secret sauce. Think about the difference between paying for each drink at a bar with cash versus starting a tab. When you start a tab, you completely lose track. You decouple the pleasure of each drink from the pain of each payment. That is precisely what buy now, pay later does. It separates the joy of getting the thing now from the pain of paying for it later. Your brain's internal accounting system gets completely hijacked.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract psychological theory. The data is crystal clear. Research from the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, so we're talking serious economists here, found that when people use these services, they spend anywhere from 10 to 40% more per transaction than they would have if they'd paid in full. The system is designed to make you overspend, and it works brilliantly.
Okay, so we know the trick makes us spend more.
But these companies are always shouting from the rooftops about 0% interest. So how do they really make their money? Well, this is where we have to pull out the calculator and look at the dark math that the industry is praying you never, ever figure out. Let's go back to Jenna's $10 late fee. Remember, it was on a $40 payment and she was only about 2 weeks late. If you were to treat that as interest on a loan, the way a credit card or a bank loan would, do you know what the annual percentage rate would be? Over 600%. 600%! That's a rate that would be illegal for a credit card. But because they call it a fee, it flies completely under the radar. Our brain just processes it as a small penalty, not as a form of predatory lending.
And don't for a second think these fees are just an accident. They are a predictable, essential part of the business model. If you look at investor reports for companies like Afterpay, you'll see that late fees from consumers can make up around 15% of their total revenue. The system isn't just hoping you'll mess up, it's counting on it. It's designed to profit from the predictable percentage of us who can't perfectly keep track of a dozen different payment dates.
And this right here is maybe the most telling statistic of all. A survey from Credit Karma found that 2/3, that's 2 out of every 3 people, using Buy Now, Pay Later, admitted they bought something they knew they couldn't actually afford. Why? Because the installment plan made it feel manageable. The system is working exactly as it was designed to. It's getting people to spend money they don't have on things they otherwise wouldn't have bought.
So let's just step back and be super conservative for a minute. Let's forget the 40% overspend and just use the low-end research. Let's say all this frictionless payment technology only caused you to spend, on average, 15% more than you would if you were forced to use cash for everything. Just 15 cents more on every dollar. On a day-to-day basis, that might not sound like a huge deal, but when you zoom out and look at the long-term impact, it is catastrophic.
For a typical household, that tiny 15% overspend adds up to about $9,000 a year. Over a 30-year adult life, that is $270,000, $250,000 just gone. That's your retirement, that's a down payment on a house, that's your financial freedom. It vanished. Not because you needed more stuff, but because the way you paid for it was just too damn easy. It removed the psychological brakes that were designed to protect you.
Okay, so that's the bad news. The system is designed to exploit us. So what do? The good news is, once you see the trap, you can start to build defenses. You can consciously, strategically reintroduce friction into your own financial life to protect yourself from your own brain. So here's your 4-step escape plan. First, the 30-day delete. For 1 month, get all of these apps off your phone. Log out of the websites, just see what it feels like to face the full price at checkout again. I guarantee you will abandon more shopping carts. Second, the one-at-a-time rule. If you absolutely have to use one of these services, fine, but never ever juggle multiple payment plans at once. That's how they get you. Finish one completely before you even think about another. Third, and this one's a game changer, create a dedicated bank account just for these purchases. The second you buy something, transfer the full amount into that account. This recouples the pain with the purchase. And finally, number 4, calculate the damage. Go back through your statements for the last year and add up every single late fee you've paid. Look at that number. That is the real price you're paying for convenience.
And this quote right here gets to the heart of the identity shift we have to make. We tell ourselves the story that we're being smart, responsible budgeters, but that's just not what's happening. The reality is this: you are not budgeting. You are financing a lifestyle you cannot afford, 4 payments at a time. The system isn't helping you budget, it's helping you hide the true cost of your life from yourself.
So, ultimately, it all boils down to this single question. We are trading long-term financial security for short-term, painless consumption. Every new payment technology is marketed to us with one word: convenience. And it is convenient, but we have to start asking ourselves if that convenience is worth the hidden price, the overspending, the fees, that $250,000 hole in our retirement. Is it really worth it?
If this explainer changed the way you think about that little 4 easy payments button, do us a favor and hit like and subscribe for more deep dives just like this one. We'll see you in the next one.